Vaccine passports. Are they a good idea? Let's talk about it. Among governments and those in the travel industry, a new term has entered the vocabulary: vaccine passports. One of President Biden's executive orders aimed at curbing the pandemic asks government agencies to assess the feasibility of linking coronavirus vaccine certificates with other vaccination documents and producing digital versions of them. But it just isn't governments that are suggesting vaccine passports. A few weeks ago, Etihad Airways and Emirates started using a digital travel passport, developed by the International Air Transport Association, IATA, to help passengers manage their travel plans and provide airlines and governments documentation that they have been vaccinated or tested for COVID-19. The challenge right now is creating a document or app that is accepted around the world, that protects privacy and is accessible to people regardless of their wealth or access to smartphones. So what is a vaccine passport? Well, it's a documentation proving that you have been vaccinated against COVID-19. Some versions will also allow people to show that they have tested negative for the virus and therefore can more easily travel. The versions being worked on now by airlines, industry groups, nonprofits, and technology companies will be something you can pull out of your mobile phone as an app or part of your digital wallet. IATA is one of several organizations that have been working on digital solutions to streamline the travel credentialing process for years. During the pandemic, these groups have focused on including vaccination status. The idea is that if you have all the pertinent information on your phone, a significant amount of time will be saved. IBM has also been developing its own digital health pass that would enable individuals to present proof of vaccination or a negative test to gain access to a public location, such as a sports stadium, airports, university, or workplace. The pass, built on IBM's blockchain technology, can utilize multiple data types, including temperature checks, virus exposure notifications, test results, and vaccine status. The World Economic Forum and the Commons Project Foundation, a Swiss nonprofit group, have been testing a digital health passport called the Common Pass, which would allow travelers to access testing or vaccination information. The pass would generate a QR code that could be shown to authorities. So why would you need a vaccine passport? As more people are inoculated, there will likely be aspects of public life in which only people who have been vaccinated are allowed to participate. Super Bowl 55 in Tampa, Florida saw a significant portion of attendees vaccinated. In order to travel internationally, government and health authorities will need to know if they have been vaccinated or have tested negative for the virus. Many countries are already requiring proof of negative tests for entry. Such passes could be essential to restarting the tourism industry. One key element vital for the restart of tourism is consistency and harmonization of rules and protocols regarding international travel. Evidence of vaccination, for example, through the coordinated introduction of what may be called health passports, can offer this. They can also eliminate the need for quarantine on travel, a policy which is also standing in the way for the return of international tourism. So has this ever been done before? Having to prove you've been vaccinated in order to participate in activities or enter certain countries is not a new concept. For decades, people traveling to some countries have had to prove that they had been vaccinated against diseases such as yellow fever, rubella, or cholera. Often after being vaccinated, travelers received a signed and stamped yellow card, known as an International Certificate of Vaccination, which the CDC still urges people to take on relevant trips. But a major difference between the yellow card of years past and what is worked today on now is the digital component, which comes with a new concern about privacy and accessibility. The Linux Foundation is working in partnership with the COVID-19 Credentials Initiative, a collective of more than 300 people from 5 continents, to help develop universal standards for vaccination credential apps that may seem accessible and equitable. The foundation is also working with IBM and Common Pass. Then what are the objections to vaccine passports? In a world where more than 1 billion people aren't able to prove their identity because they lack passports, birth certificates, driver's license, or national identification cards, digital documents that showed vaccine status may heighten inequality and risk, leaving many people behind. That concern has been at the heart of many groups. Long predating COVID, many have been working on the intersection of digital credentials and immunization. It'll be years before vaccines are universally available on a global level, and thus widespread testing is going to continue and must continue alongside vaccination to enable a safe and equitable return to travel and other public activities. There are ways this could be done right or done terribly wrong, and the wrong ways could lead us to a techno-dystopia. It's important that the tech building aspect of these apps be done in the open and doesn't end up in the control of any one government or company. The technology should be open source and accessible to technologists no matter who they are or where they are. But there are challenges in creating digital passes. Technologists and travel industry experts said that although it is possible to rush tech solutions that allow people to have one-use apps, creating long-lasting ethical technology or systems that will not store people's data or make it possible to track where they are takes time. The The global passport system took 50 years to develop. Even when they want to add biometrics to that to make it stronger, that took over a decade to agree just how they're going to add fingerprints or a facial biometric to be verified on a passport. Now, in a very short period of time, we need to produce a digital credential that can be as universally recognized as a passport, and it needs an even greater level of privacy because it's going to be digital. So what are your thoughts? Would you allow for a vaccine passport to travel? What about a digital one? If you like this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing. I talk about money and everything related to it, so don't miss out. And as always, take care of your money.